Bro, have you ever heard the phrase dodge a bullet?
Yeah, for sure.
You think that's easy?
I guess it depends on who's shooting.
Good point. What if they're a bad shot, but they're shooting 1,000 bullets?
Maybe a little more difficult to
A little bit
dodge
more-
that.
Yeah. So you know what bullets we're dodging today?
Probably some man-made chemicals,
Yeah.
aka endocrine disruptors, which are permeating almost all aspects of our life.
Man, what a great way to start. Endocrine disruptors and focus.
Yep. Because our hormone system does have to do with our brains.
That's right.
It turns out, and how we operate.
Yeah, the creators of these chemicals are batting 1,000, but we're not dodging 1,000. Let's dig in.
Let's dig in, bro.
This part right here. That's what your little delay does. So fucking sick.
Just commenting over,
Yeah,
doing
the song you
commentary
wrote.
over our own song that we wrote for our
I mean,
podcast.
You did it, so I can talk about it.
I'm Jonathan Noel.
And I'm Brian Noah,
This is the Focus Cast.
where we help remove distractions
Increase focus,
so we can live a life with
intentions.
intentions.
Because
Live
we
a
don't
life-
want to aimlessly float around
No.
and be just sacks of meat in this world.
Typically, if we don't live intentionally, we are living someone else's intention. How's that spring water, bro? Going down smooth?
I can feel it springing up some.
You just get a natural bacteria,
I just want to make sure I have something to edit on this one.
apparently. All right,
right, bro.
so endocrine disruptors, we're going to start with a couple of stats and then get into what they are.
Okay. Chemicals, man-made chemicals. I guess everything, and if you're looking at chemistry, everything's a chemical.
Yeah, or a chemical reaction.
Right. But as far as ones that were created by humans, the European Chemical Agency estimates there are more than 144,000 human-made chemicals.
Wow. And the U.S. Department of Health estimates 2,000 new chemicals are being released every year.
Right. And that's not to say they're all bad,
Yeah.
but that is to say some of them are bad. And in fact, according to the Endocrine Society, around 1,000 or more of these chemicals could be endocrine disruptors.
Well, first of all, I do have a question.
What's that?
How do you join the Endocrine Society?
You probably study endocrinology and you start meeting those people and you say, I want to join.
And how do you think those meetups are?
It's probably people sitting around talking about how plastic leaches bullshit into the water and fucks everyone up.
Do you
Maybe
think,
not in those words.
Maybe not in those words. I just want to picture this crew. Like, you think they're like angry? You
No.
think they have tattoos?
I think it's people, scientists who care about chemicals.
I want to meet someone. I want to be at an event and I want to be like, hey, tell me about yourself. And they're like, well, I joined the Endocrine Society back in 2017.
Yeah,
And I'm going to be like, holy fucking shit.
It's not even that crazy. I
Let's
mean, there's
hang
people. We were watching. Let's just go straight to the tangents.
All right.
I was watching. I'm watching the show. Can't remember the name right now, but it's a guy who films random stuff in New York, and he ends up meeting these people who love vacuums. And he goes to a vacuum convention, and this is not like people trying to sell vacuums. This is borderline fetish shit. It's like
People who just love vacuums.
they love them.
Vacuum
And
technology.
There's people telling stories about when they were kids, and they always loved the vacuum. And when they would go to stores, they would go to the vacuum aisle. So yes, there's an endocrine society, and those people are not as weird as the people who want
vacuum
to
society?
fuck their vacuums, who probably turn it on and get experimental.
So many
anyway,
images are in my head right now.
I think it's how to,
Yeah.
whatever.
Cool.
Anyway,
Well, to get back on track, the question is, what are endocrine disruptors?
okay. Endocrine disrupting chemicals, EDCs.
That's not everyday carry.
That's not everyday carry. This is everyday chemical.
Endocrine
everyday
disrupting
chemical.
chemicals.
Are natural or human-made chemicals that may mimic, block, or interfere with the body's hormones which are part of the endocrine system. These chemicals are associated with a wide array of health issues. That's coming from the National Institute of Health.
Nice. All right, cool. So we got some generalities here, but what we know to be true, whether human-made or not, an endocrine disruptor is a chemical that disrupts the endocrine system,
Right.
which alters your hormones
Right. If you
in
eat
some way.
the term soy boy, whatever. I'm not saying it's good or bad.
Yeah.
I'm not ripping on anyone, but there are plants that have higher levels of estrogen.
Oh, that's called a soy boy?
So
I've never heard that before.
you've never heard of a soy boy.
No.
It's like vegans
Oh.
who are feminine,
Oh, okay.
soy boys,
Yeah.
and certain plants, just because it says human or man-made,
Right.
have higher levels of estrogen.
All right.
So yes, if you only drink soy milk and only eat tofu all the
Gotcha.
time, you can overdo anything. That's
Right.
the point. You can overdo anything.
Can you overdo, what's the opposite of, so that like the testosterone?
You mean shoot up with tea every day?
Yeah.
Yeah, you can do that and lose your fucking mind too.
Okay. So endocrine glands, this is the endocrine system. So this is good.
what
so
is it?
This is taking me back, but I didn't pay attention in school. So this is a good reminder. The endocrine system. So endocrine glands distributed throughout the body produce the hormones that act as signaling molecules after release into the circulatory system.
Yep. The human body is dependent on hormones for a healthy endocrine system,
Okay.
which controls many biological processes like normal growth, fertility, reproduction. Hormones act in extremely small amounts, and minor disruptions in those levels may cause significant developmental and biological effects.
Gotcha.
Also from the National Institute of Health.
So we're just a bed. We're just a collection of chemical reactions in our body.
Yeah, these messengers are powerful. It
Yeah.
doesn't take a lot of the signal to go through whatever.
Yeah.
There's just a lot of shit going on. The human body is amazing.
Yeah. I mean, I picture like hanging out with a crew in middle school.
Yeah.
And like one person comes in and they get everyone riled up, you know?
Endocrine
through
disruptors.
some kind of bullshit
They
gossip.
throw off the harmony.
They throw off the harmony.
Yeah.
Same thing.
And whoever that person was,
Yeah.
hopefully they're not doing that anymore.
Hopefully not. So now the question is, if we know that what the endocrine system is, and we know that there are chemicals that disrupt our endocrine, where are they found? How do we find these things?
All right. Well, they're not really hard to find because they're everywhere. Everyday products, including cosmetics, food, beverages, packaging, toys, carpets, pesticides, chemicals that are used for flame retardants for furniture.
Oh, yeah.
Yeah. And you can come in contact with them anyway.
So it's not just
Breathing.
consuming. It's breathing, touching, eating, drinking, smoking, smelling,
Yeah, I mean, I think
having sex
something
with.
if you want to have sex with endocrine disruptors, yeah, that's probably not good.
I mean, maybe like some lube.
Yeah, I know. I'm joking.
Yeah, me too.
Are these toys endocrine disrupting toys? That's what I'm gonna ask next time I go.
Oh my gosh.
I'm like, wait, does this sex toy have endocrine disruptors?
No, but that's a good marketing for kids' toys.
BPA free?
Yeah, BPA free,
Oh.
but EDC free.
Yeah,
Free of
because there were
endocrine-
toys that have been recalled because of the chemicals. I should have listed those.
Yeah.
Basically,
Oh my gosh.
another thing people forget real quick
Okay.
is your skin absorbs.
Yeah, that's true.
I mean, think about
It is a
nicotine
living
patches,
organism. Yeah.
nicotine patches, things like that.
Being in salt water, taking an Epsom salt bath is a perfect
Exactly.
example.
So, yeah, your skin absorbs
Everything that you put on it.
exactly.
That's why walking on
That's
the ground.
right. Shitty soap,
Yeah.
cheap soap with the scents and the fragrances and
Oh,
the
yeah.
detergents.
Oh, and the clothes we wear.
And the Tide, not to bust out any companies, but the Tide Pods are the only thing that's ever made my skin break out. My skin is not that sensitive,
Yeah.
but the Tide Pods, even that was making my shit break out
Wow.
because it's just too much.
Wasn't there like a phase where like kids were like smoking Tide Pods or some shit?
They're snorting them or something. I don't know. Wow. Whatever it takes.
Kids will try anything.
Fuck yeah.
They're fearless. They must have high testosterone.
That's what it is.
But my T is so high.
They haven't been soy boyed yet.
So common EDCs. I'm probably going to mispronounce some of these, so just correct me, bro. Atrazine.
Famous for Alex Jones.
Oh, the
I
Alex
don't want
Jones
to put
quote.
chemicals in the water that's turning the frogs gay.
Okay.
A lot of people
That's
see-
atrazine.
That's atrazine.
That's what he was talking about.
but it's
It's one of the most commonly applied herbicides in
Yeah.
the world, often used to control weeds in corn, sorghum, and sugarcane crops.
right. It changes the frogs from male to female or some shit
Oh, that's right.
in the water.
Yeah.
So technically, it wasn't making them gay, but it was making them transition. Yeah.
That's wild.
That's why you don't want chemicals in the water that turn the frogs gay, bro. Yeah. Per and polyfluoroalkyl substances,
Yeah.
or
PFAS.
PFAS. These are a large chemical, a large group of chemicals used widely in industrial applications such as fire-fighting foam, non-stick pans, paper, textile coatings. This is the forever chemical when you see PFAS.
Oh.
Like the non-stick. I don't use non-stick shit.
Yeah.
You know, the linings in the cans,
Yeah.
the linings in the paper cups. Mm-hmm. It's everywhere.
I like how from example 1 to example 2, it's like firefighting foam. It's like, I don't come into contact with that a lot. And then it's like nonstick pans.
Yeah, some people only use non-stick pans. And then they use like metal spatulas and they're scraping
Teflon.
Teflon in their food.
Forever chemicals. So the next one we have is, gosh, how do you pronounce that? PHTH?
Phthalates.
Phthalates?
Yeah.
Oh, so the second TH is just meaningless. Phthalates are a large group of compounds used in liquid plasticizers. They are found in hundreds of products, including some food packaging, cosmetics, fragrances, children's toys, and medical device tubing. Cosmetics that may contain phthalates include nail polish, hairspray, aftershave lotion, cleanser, and shampoo.
Do you come into contact with any of those?
Well, since I only take a shower once a week now, it's less
Less shampoo.
shampoo. I don't use aftershave because I don't shave. I
No nail polish.
don't use nail polish. I do play with children's toys. I haven't had a medical device tube in me since I had surgery in high school.
Fragrances.
I definitely
Food packaging.
the food packaging a lot. I don't buy my meat just like by the handful.
You don't just walk home with a pound of ground beef in your hand.
Yeah. I don't take a toolbox to the meat shop, shove my meat in it, and walk it home.
We need stainless steel meat carriers.
Oh.
That's a business right there.
Hell yeah.
Hey, are you sick of phthalates? Get yourself a stainless steel or glass,
Glass. Yeah.
but they always usually have plastic lids. Plastic is not typically bad until you heat it up. Then it releases all the bullshit.
Yeah. What's this next one, bro?
Phytoestrogens.
Okay.
Naturally occurring substances with hormone-like activity found in some plants. They may have similar effects to estrogen production by the body. Did I say that right?
Produced by the body, yeah.
Yeah, produced. Soy foods, for example, contain phytoestrogens.
Okay, so this is an example of a natural
Yeah.
endocrine disruptor.
This is where soy boy came from.
Okay, so if you eat too much soy, it's gonna reduce your testosterone.
It's going to increase your estrogen.
It's gonna increase your estrogen.
Yeah.
Personally, I'm just not a like soy. I mean, I know it's in a lot of things.
It's fucking flavorless. It's
yeah,
pointless.
but, like,
I like it in
what's
the
the
form
point
of
of it?
soy sauce. I like it in the form of miso.
Yeah, but that's a totally different flavor. Does the flavor come from the soy?
It comes from being fermented and like aged.
Yeah. Yeah, that
But
tastes
just
good.
soybeans in general,
Yeah.
there's
Not that great.
There's not much going on there.
So tofu is made of soy, right?
Yeah.
And everyone thought tofu was healthy for a while.
People thought eggs were bad for them for a while
That's true.
because
So
of
if you're-
cholesterol. People thought cholesterol was bad for them.
Yeah.
Eating cholesterol when your fucking liver generates, like, I think it's 80% of the cholesterol in your body.
Wow. So if you want an increase in estrogen, then you would eat a lot of soy.
If you want it, yeah.
That's a natural way to increase estrogen.
Yeah.
Gotcha.
Or you just eat like normal and let your body take care of itself
Why would we do that?
because our bodies are amazing and they know what to do.
But that's logical.
If we give them the
And we are
tools.
not logical beings.
Some people. All right.
Polybrominate,
Polybrominated diphenyl ethers, bro.
PBDEs.
Yeah.
PBDs are used to make flame retardants for products such as furniture. So remember when one podcast we talked about how in California that they forced all the furniture companies to put an insane amount of the
Right.
flame retardants on the
'Cause
furniture?
They're like, we don't want people to burn alive.
Yeah.
We're just going to cause birth defects and, shit like that.
Not judging any human being, but maybe they had good intentions.
Yeah, totally.
Like some houses burnt down, I
remember when the cigarettes changed? Because the cigarettes used to just burn whether you smoke it or not, but then they made them to where
Do you think they put flame retardant in the tobacco?
I don't know what they
coated
did.
the tobacco in flame retardant so it would go out on its own?
I don't actually know how they did it or what the process was, but I remember when the cigarettes changed to when you weren't actively smoking it, it would go out.
So do you think cigarettes cause cancer, or do you think the chemical that makes it go out on its own cause cancer?
I think considering Native Americans were using tobacco ceremonially. Fuck me.
Ceremonially? That's not right.
For ceremonies. I don't think tobacco causes cancer.
Yeah.
Personally.
Yeah.
If it's prepared and grown
the
right way.
It's like anything else.
I mean, does wheat kill you?
No.
No, but if you hybridize it, grow it in dead soil, covered in glyphosate, and fucking put it into a Triscuit, does wheat kill you?
Yes.
Yes. So.
I love that.
It's just not natural anymore.
It's not natural anymore.
It's been processed.
Yeah.
It's covered in bullshit. It's not grown in real soil. It's not grown in healthy soil.
And it's landed in a Triscuit.
And then, not to rip on Triscuits.
Triscuits are good, especially when you're high.
Let's do it. But any of the bleached white flour.
Oh, yeah.
Those snacks. That last forever.
I love that. Okay. Health risk. God, we're only 22 minutes in. This is great. Moving God, this is hard today. Moving right along. Researchers see connections between several other conditions and exposures to EDCs. Clear-cut evidence is lacking, of course, but research continues. Researchers are looking at the effects of EDCs. I mean, wait.
Right. The companies that make billions of dollars, anytime someone's making billions of dollars, the research continues.
Yeah.
There's no clear-cut evidence.
Yeah, it's whatever.
I like
the phrase "trust the science" because that was the gaslighting phrase of 2021.
Yeah. Trust the dogma.
What does that mean?
Dogma?
Yeah.
Dogma is just an agenda being forced upon people.
Yeah, trust the dogma. So, a lot of science is paid for by.
All right, so let's hit this real quick because some people might be like, what is conspiracy stuff? But even on Huberman Lab, I'm listening, and he's talking about there is a problem that you can't study certain things because people's reputations now have been attached to certain concepts in science, whatever it may be, and then they become gatekeepers because once you become an expert, you determine whether someone else gets funding for a study.
Wow.
And if someone wants to have a study funded that directly contradicts what you've devoted your life to, you can sit there and say, well, I'm the expert, so I'm not going to grant any funding on this. So fuck you. I'm the gatekeeper, because I don't want to look stupid.
Yeah, that makes sense.
Makes sense. It makes sense that it happens. It doesn't make sense for progress.
Yeah.
So
that's good.
Science is not incorruptible. Nothing's incorruptible.
Yeah. Science managed by humans is going to have its flaws.
Yeah.
So that's why you should trust this podcast.
If you can't ask questions, it's dogma. It's bullshit.
Yeah.
If you can't ask questions, you're dealing with dog shit.
Yeah. If you can't challenge the current status or conclusion, is dog shit.
If you can't ask why, there's a reason. All right, bro.
All right, cool. So here's what it leads to, potentially, according to some potential evidence.
Yeah, and this is from WebMD.
Yeah, obesity, diabetes, reproductive problems, breast cancer, ovarian cancer, thyroid problems with the prostate.
Okay.
Yeah.
Your hormones that control a lot of systems, it makes sense. You fuck with that, you have repercussions. Knowledge is power.
That's true. What can we do?
All right. So this is not a fear porn podcast.
Yeah.
This is not, the whole point is not scare you that everything is killing you.
Right.
Because the state of fear and being paranoid about everything around you kills you faster than the actual substances.
Yeah.
And that's a fact.
That's a fact.
So it's just looking at the things you consume
Yeah.
and
Make informed decisions.
Yep. So
Just being aware.
So plastic, like I said, plastic is not inherently horrible,
Yeah.
but heating shit up in plastic, yes,
Leaches these chemicals.
leaches
Big time.
Big time.
Yeah. Cheap plastic, hot temps equals significant endocrine disruptors.
Right. So I don't microwave. I don't even use a microwave, but I definitely don't microwave shit in plastic
Yeah.
or styrofoam. You know, people do the ramen noodles in the styrofoam.
You're not cooking yourself a Hungry Man every night?
I'm not doing the Hungry Man where it steams inside plastic with a plastic lid. You know.
Oh, here we go.
What else do we avoid, bro?
Yeah, so we avoid plastic and styrofoam, heating things up in plastic and styrofoam.
I just don't want to eat food that's hot on or around styrofoam, paper,
Yeah.
or plastic.
Like the cup of coffee that you pour in, and then the paper, you can just taste the paper in the coffee.
Yeah.
Yeah, it's
Well,
gross.
there's a lining. I mean,
Yeah, the wax that they put on it to keep it.
yeah.
Yeah.
So,
That rotisserie chicken baking in the plastic container at the grocery store.
yeah, probably not the best.
That's probably
Don't
not the
I would say don't make a habit of it once in a while. Here's the thing. None of this shit kills you once.
Right. Our bodies are
That-
malleable.
The body is amazing.
Yeah.
That's the whole point. That's why it's not a fear porn podcast.
Right.
You don't eat a rotisserie chicken and get cancer.
Right.
That's not how it works.
Yeah.
You don't give a fuck about any of it, and you consume through plastic, and you're exposed to EDCs for 50 years. And then you might sit there and wonder, well, why do I have ovarian? Why do I have breast? Why do I have prostate? Why are my balls falling off?
Yeah.
It's because you didn't do anything about it for 55 years.
Yeah. Yeah.
And then you have to worry about cancer and yada, yada, yada.
From a business standpoint, it's the lead and lag measures. Lag measure is I have cancer, right? In the business, lag measure is I have a pile of money.
Yeah.
The lead measure is what activity did I do to start to build that pile of money.
Yeah, I don't.
So lead and lag. We're talking about leads here every day.
Cancer doesn't happen overnight.
Yeah.
It is not something that spontaneously shows up.
Yeah, like I saw in some report that we all have cancer cells in our body, or we all have the
course.
potential of
Yeah.
negative cells in our body. It's just how we feed those cells.
And that's why the autophagy of fasting
Yeah.
gets
Helps flush that crap out.
Yeah. Next thing we can potentially avoid is things that have sensor smells.
Yeah.
All the smelly shit.
sprays and
Like, I don't Febreze. You know, the Glade, the bullshit people put in the
yeah.
wall because
Oh,
they want
yeah.
their house to smell nice. It's disgusting.
Yeah.
I can't even walk down the aisles anymore because once you eliminate these things, you realize just how strong it is and how much it fucks with you.
yeah.
So now when I walk down the aisle at the grocery store with the detergents, I can barely breathe. That might
Yeah.
sound dramatic, but it's fucking disgusting.
Yeah, if you're not used to it at all.
I'm not used to it at
turns
all.
to a high sensitivity.
Exactly.
Yeah.
So I don't use any scented shit, any soaps, detergents, any of that.
Yeah.
None of it.
I love it. That's good, bro.
Yeah.
Here's one reason why is they don't have to disclose the chemicals that are in them because it's not food.
Right.
So they can put whatever the hell they want in
Exactly.
there. And just
And
spray that
that's-
shit all in your house.
Exactly. Yeah. So
There
furniture.
might be a chemical in that spray called the kill your children chemical.
Yeah, it'll have a scientific name, but that might be what it's called when they finally discover what it does. Remember asbestos?
Oh, yeah.
The company making money off the asbestos paid for the research, and once they realized it caused cancer, they made the scientists sign non-disclosure agreements saying that they couldn't tell anyone.
Oh,
This is just what we're dealing with.
that's what it's every day.
It's just normal, and I'm not even mad at the companies.
It is what it is.
They want to make money.
Yeah.
All we can do is gain some knowledge and vote with our dollars.
Yeah.
Say, we don't want the scented shit.
Yeah.
I don't want it. Some people might. They might want the cancer smells.
Yeah.
Personally, I'm good.
Oh.
Yeah, what else? What else are we trying to avoid here?
Well, we talked about soaps and things like that. So, like, and some of just the basic cleaners, right? So, what can we swap out instead of that stuff? Like, you've seen like the TikToks where people just use a lemon
Yeah.
to like clean their sinks and all that stuff because the acid breaks down all that stuff, and you have like a beautifully clean sink just
I
like
think-
literally using a lemon.
People are associating clean with sterile.
Yeah.
We don't need to kill the 99.9, the ultra mega shine, cleaner 5,000 that burns your fucking skin, where they tell you to wear gloves when you're using it.
Yeah.
Because
Save that for those people trying to clean up their murder scene.
yeah, exactly. That's what that's for.
You're trying to strip the DNA from
You're trying to strip the
crime scene.
DNA from the back of your car. Yeah, go ahead and spray the fucking Pine Sol all over the place.
But if you're a regular human being,
Yeah. Because then you have residues
yeah,
all over. You want to clean your counters with bleach, and then what? Prepare food, and
Yeah.
then it's like your hands are there. It's just people don't think about these things.
yeah,
Chemical residue everywhere.
yeah,
Do you really need to sterilize? It's not a hospital. You're not doing fucking surgery on your countertops.
yeah,
You're cutting tomatoes. So I just use soap or just water.
yeah.
Water.
I mean, the chlorine in our water is actually like pretty strong anyway.
Exactly.
It's gonna kill a lot.
Exactly.
Just damn tap water is.
It's like, how clean are you trying to make it? You know what I'm saying? That's what I'm saying. There's a difference between clean and sterile.
Yeah, no, I like
It's not
that.
a lab.
Yeah,
It's not a lab and you're not doing surgery.
yeah.
So
But we try to control things in our life because everything else is out of control.
for some
And if we
people.
can kill every single bacteria that's ever existed in the world on our countertop,
And bacteria is good. We need bacteria.
yeah. Next.
Yeah. We talked about the polybrominated dimethyl ethers or whatever it is.
Yeah, we did.
I think I just combined a couple, but oh no, I was right. Diphenyl ethers. So yeah, the furniture, the building materials, paints, off-gas chemicals. I have a filter in my room, a HEPA, nice air filter.
Oh, I need one of those.
I run it when I sleep. But when you get the memory foam mattress from Amazon and you're supposed to off-gas it, you're not even supposed to sleep on it the first night. Cool. What about the rest of the time? It's still off-gassing. It's
night
just
two.
not as much,
Yeah.
So
it's so funny. We live in such a weird world where like the climate people, will sit down in the middle of the road because of fossil fuels,
yeah.
but then they'll paint their bedroom.
But then they won't sit down in the middle of the road for the fucking forever chemicals that are gonna last till the end
Yeah.
of time.
Yeah, that Starbucks bacon Gouda sandwich that's being heated up in a forever chemical oven.
Yeah, in a bag.
In a bag?
In that little container.
Yeah.
Well, even the wrapper, like from fast food, just like the wrappers.
Oh yeah.
Just so
going
like
on the hot food.
it doesn't get soggy. Like
Yeah.
the wrappers don't deteriorate.
Right.
So they all have it's everywhere.
Yeah.
The shit's everywhere.
Yeah.
And that's why you can't get manic about it.
Right.
Or
Just do
you
your
lose your
best.
mind. Yeah, you just do your best.
Open windows when possible. Let some fresh air in the house. Air
Yeah,
filters.
technically, for a lot of homes, depending on how much furniture you have and where it came from and how new it is, the air quality of your house is usually
Worse than outside.
way worse.
Yeah,
way
We
worse.
talked about that in a podcast. It's crazy.
Way worse.
Yeah.
But I mean, it makes sense, right?
Yeah.
You've got couches.
You're just filtering the air in the house, and you keep the doors and windows closed, and you're just constantly bringing these chemicals in.
Yeah, you're just breathing all the bullshit we're talking about, all the off gas
Yeah.
from everything. I just want to throw a little plug at the end.
Yeah. Let's do it. Plug it.
This is one of my favorite Instagram accounts,
Okay.
and this is a guy who just talks about all of this shit.
Oh, nice.
And he's amazing because he really breaks it down. Lane Kilpatrick. His Instagram is hormone specialist. Straight
wow.
up.
I didn't know that you liked that Instagram, or did I know that existed? I learned something today.
We follow him on the Focuscast follows him.
Oh, nice.
Yep.
Cool. Then I've probably seen some videos
Probably have.
while I'm checking in on the Focuscast.
I've showed him to you and you're like, this guy's awesome.
Oh, cool. Well, then I know him. That's great. That's fun. I like it.
All right.
I wonder if I can go to a naturopath and test my blood and see what my endocrine levels are, my hormone levels are.
You're probably fine. The body's super resilient.
Maybe. I mentally
How do you
feel great.
feel? There you go.
I mean, there's some things I could do better, but
The
take
whole
that one
point
day
is
at a time.
not to be neurotic.
Yeah.
Because when you get neurotic, you're doing more harm than
Yeah.
some endocrine disruptors.
True.
Because then you get manic. Everything's killing you. If you think everything's killing you, then it
You're
is
gonna
killing
die.
you. You know.
So on the Focuscast, we've got two options. Don't be extreme. Don't be neurotic.
But
Don't constantly think you're dying.
have the basic knowledge to
Yeah.
avoid some of the big ones,
Yeah. Boom.
you know,
And then live your life
and live your life.
with intention.
Plain and simple.
Accomplish whatever you want to do.
Maybe reduce the styrofoam ramen noodles.
Yeah. And heating things up in the microwave in plastic.
Exactly.
That's a good first step.
And
And
if
no
you-
water bottles.
If you have 30 Glade,
For the love of God.
yeah, no plastic water bottles.
Stop.
That were on the 18-wheeler in July in Texas,
For 100
baking in the
degrees.
sun, and it was 140 degrees in the back of there. And now
Oh.
you're drinking plastic cancer water.
Yeah, don't do that.
And then if you have 30 Glade air fresheners in your house, all connected to the plug-ins,
All Bluetooth.
maybe
So they spray you when you walk in.
reduce those.
Throw those jokers outside.
Yeah,
I like that.
all the scented, all the bullshit, you know.
Oh, and if you want to take just a second step, open some windows in your house. And if you buy new furniture, let it sit outside for a while. Let it sit in your garage for a
I
while.
think that's a great idea.
Put a fan next to it. Blow
Yep.
that shit out to your neighbor. You
Yeah.
got a neighbor you don't like? Off gas that shit to your neighbor's house.
There you go. Kill someone else.
With that, I think we should wrap this up.
All right, I think we're done here.
Yeah, let's go.